Hendrick Motorsports penalized by NASCAR. Red Bull might have just debuted the scheme of the year. Plus, Joey Logano gets $1 million from NASCAR? Not in the All-Star race either. Welcome back to the Breaking Bob channel. Hope y'all are doing well on this Wednesday night. Got a lot to get into, but as always, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm always talking NASCAR on a daily basis here at the channel, and we've got a lot to catch up on, and not going to worry about the legal troubles in the NASCAR court. We'll leave that to everyone else. We're going to talk about the actual news on track and what's going on in the NASCAR world. And today we've got some news that's the penalty report, but it's still very notable. There is the Xfinity Series. Chase Elliott in the 17 for Hendrick Motorsports last weekend at Pocono, and well, they had an issue, it turns out, post-race. A rail conical receiver violation reportedly for Hendrick Motorsports and that Xfinity number 17 team. It's going to cost them 40 owners points plus 10 playoff points. Doesn't really matter, but a 3-race suspension for crew chief Adam Wall. And Dale Jr. in the response, look at Dale, already 1 for 1, trying to get another gig there at the top of the box. I love that. I think he's just kidding, but it's notable there. Chase Elliott had a very fast car at Pocono in the Xfinity Series, and for Hendrick Motorsports, you're looking at 10 playoff points. It doesn't matter for them in the grand scheme. They'll have Corey Day in that car a lot this year, and he's got Adam Wall supposed to be on the box. They're missing 3 races now, but for Hendrick Motorsports, this is them. If you get away with it, congratulations. You had a fast car. If you didn't, you're not really racing for anything too much in the Xfinity Series. And I guess you could look at their technical alliance with Junior Motorsports, but this was just, Hendrick Motorsports pushing it a little too far there for, they're out there just to win at this point and get Chase Elliott seat time at Pocono. But notable from the penalty report, nothing else as far as the NASCAR world. When you saw the 17, I think everyone thought, oh boy, what did RFK and Chris Buescher get this time? But no, it's on the Xfinity side, Hendrick Motorsports with a penalty. Let's stay in the Xfinity world, though, because we've got Chicago next weekend, the Chicago Street Race, the 3rd annual, probably final race in Chicago downtown for NASCAR. And Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be double dipping. Of course, last year winning the Xfinity race, battling Kyle Larson, was fantastic. This year, he'll be in the Junior Motorsports number 9, and he'll be alongside Connor Zilisch with Junior Motorsports, one of the favorites that weekend. And they're both Red Bull sponsored athletes, and Red Bull is making this weekend in Chicago next week a big deal, sponsoring both cars. And look at these paint schemes for Connor Zilisch and Shane Van Gisbergen. Fantastic. Well done. The schemes basically flipped one another 180 for the colors. This is potentially the schemes of the year, if you ask me, and they're already up for sale for Lionel. Sure, those will be one of the better selling diecasts, just like the original Red Bull cars were this year with SVG and Zilisch back at COTA, I believe. But I think Zilisch ran the 600 with that scheme as well. But yeah, those cars are great looking, fantastic, and I love that they're playing off each other. SVG versus Zilisch at the Chicago Street Course in the Xfinity Series. It's going to be must-watch TV and potentially a precursor for those two racing as Trackhouse teammates in 2026. Just something to watch, of course. And while all eyes this weekend will be on the NASCAR world in Atlanta, don't forget Saturday afternoon, Maine Fox, the Truck Series at Lime Rock at the Road Course. That's going to be something to watch. You got Parker Klickerman, Jordan Taylor, Cam Waters. It's going to be an interesting main kind of standoff event for the Truck Series. It's cool to get them up there on a road course with their own event, I guess you could say there. Maine Fox is going to be the one broadcasting it. And Mike Joy, a man who has a lot of experience at Lime Rock, has even teased that he will be there, potentially even on the broadcast. A lot of fans are thinking, it's Maine Fox, Mike Joy at Lime Rock. Is he going to be calling the race? Well, no, unfortunately not. Jonathan Field confirmed the normal Fox booth of Jamie Little, Michael Waltrip. It'll be Trevor Bayne as well. It's not Mike Joy, and it's a missed opportunity for Fox. And this is on the heels, of course, where everyone's coming off of the high from Amazon the last 5 weeks, comparing that to Fox and saying, well, this was a breath of fresh air. This was a chance for Fox to, at least with them having the trucks on the main network, have something unique with Mike Joy, who, of course, is a historian in the sport, but also has had so much experience at Lime Rock in the past that would have been cool to have him in the booth. Instead, he'll be just doing a live shot at the beginning while Jamie Little and Michael Waltrip will call it from the Charlotte studios. And again, just a missed opportunity, I think, overall. And finally, our main story today that I teased in the beginning at the intro. And if you forget, a couple of months ago, before the season started, it was reported that NASCAR was doing this driver ambassador program where they were basically giving incentives for the drivers to go out and market themselves and market the sport, whether it was through interviews, public appearances, one way or another. They were going to tally these up and twice a year rank the drivers, and whoever got the most points was going to get paid out $1 million, and all the way down to 7,500 for the lowest there. And folks, drum roll please, the votes have been tallied, and of course it's Joey Logano, the champion of 2024, somehow is the winner of the driver ambassador program through the first part of the season there. So Joey Logano will be getting $1 million from NASCAR. Now you're probably wondering, how did they really calculate this? Joey Logano, what did he do? And Denny Hamlin had an interesting point on Actions Detrimental, his podcast a couple weeks ago, that Joe Logano's weekly appearance on NASCAR's Sirius XM radio channel 60 actually is a major points advantage for him compared to a lot of drivers, where someone like Denny Hamlin, who has his podcast, only gets counted once every month, once every quarter. It was not the same though, and it depends on how you look at it. I guess Logano's on NASCAR's actual XM channel, and he's marketing the sport. He does a lot of commercials. He does the Fox broadcasts a lot. He's great for the sport. He's a great ambassador. I'd love to be a fly on the wall and see how this was just tallied, the criterion, which appearances got weighed more than others. It's fascinating to me. But in the top 10, it was in order: Joey Logano, Kyle Larson second, Ryan Blaney third, Ross Chastain fourth, Daniel Suarez fifth, Chase Elliott, NASCAR's most popular driver, in sixth, William Byron seventh, Kyle Busch eighth, Austin Dillon ninth, and Chase Briscoe in 10th. So, do with that info what you will, but Joe Logano, $1 million richer, and doesn't even have to win the All-Star race. All he had to do was a couple appearances here, there, and everywhere. And again, let me know your thoughts down below about this driver ambassador program. Do you think it's good? Do you think it matters? Do you think these drivers are even caring about how it's tallied? Or do you think they want this cash, I guess? Maybe this will open them up to more Channel 60 appearances in the future, I guess. I don't know. But Red Bull, potentially with the scheme of the year. We've got Mike Joy with a missed opportunity in Fox. What's new? And NASCAR penalizing Hendrick Motorsports' Xfinity team. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme unless you're Adam Wall. But make sure to like this video if you like what you saw. Subscribe to the channel for more NASCAR news and content. It does help me out a ton. I do appreciate it if you've made it this far. And I'll see you next time, whatever video it's going to be, whether it's news dropping, rumors, or if we're previewing and getting through the Atlanta stuff this week. Echo Park. Put $1 in a jar every time you call it Atlanta this weekend. You might be able to buy a ticket for next year at that rate. But again, subscribe for more content. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.